Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
I call Tim McIndoe.
Kia ora e te mana whakawa, tēnā koe e te whare. Kia ora e na mihi e te iwi Raukawa, ngā mihi nui kia koutou. Mr Speaker, I'll take a short call as I hadn't been expecting to speak in this first reading debate, but I want to extend greetings from the Government Senior Whip and Member for Taupo, Louise Upston, who is a Government member of the Maori Affairs Select Committee and who very much regrets that she is unable to be here today to support this very important measure. As a fellow Waikato Member of Parliament, representing the western side of Kirikiriroa, home of the stadium at which a magnificent back-to-back Super 15 title was secured by the mighty Chiefs last Saturday. And, Mr Speaker, my colleagues would have been so disappointed if I hadn't got that in somewhere. I do want to acknowledge, in all seriousness, the losses that Raukawa suffered in the 19th century, and in particular the goodwill of the iwi in their negotiations of this deed of settlement. Not only the losses of the 19th century, but obviously subsequently to the present time. Kia ora, and thank you all for that. Like my colleague, the Honourable Tau Henare, I also pay tribute to the outstanding work of the Honourable Christopher Finlayson, Minister of Treaty Settlements, who will close this first reading debate shortly. I acknowledge his dedication and boundless energy in meeting the demands of this major portfolio. He is playing a major role in helping this nation to resolve deep and long-standing injustices, and I admire his work immensely. Mr Speaker, my colleagues on all sides of this House have covered the major provisions of this bill, and obviously the Minister will touch on more of them shortly. So I want to thank all members for their constructive contributions and for the unanimous support of members for this bill. Mr Speaker, this is an important and historic day for Raukawa and for our country. Me whakanuia e tātou kia ora.
I call Mika Whaiteri.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. He reo pari ka rangaranga I te whare nei. Ka ranga mai, ka ranga mai, ka ranga mai. Ka ranga mai I ngā uri mokapuna o te tupuna maraikura o here taunga. Mahinarangi. O te waka tāpu o Taki Timu. Ka moi ia tūrongo o te waka tainui. Ara ka puta nā te kākara o te rākau rongonui a ko Raukawa. Ka tū mai rā koutou I te whare parimati nei. He pānui tuatahi o te pire o te whakataunga o ngā whenua raupatu. Ngā karimi o te tiriti o Waitangi. Mihi mai, mihi mai, mihi mai rā. Mr Speaker, it is fitting that I take this first call in this House of Representatives to stand in solidarity with my Labour Māori caucus members and the House as a whole in supporting this bill to the House. Fitting because I am a descendant of the Ngāti Kahungunu ki Wairarapa people who were, through the actions of the Crown, dispossessed of Lake Wairarapa and relocated to Pauakani. By standing in support, I acknowledge the remaining mamae this action causes the people of Raukawa. Nō reira e te whānau, tēnā koutou katoa. But today, Mr Speaker, it's a day of celebration. It's a day of acknowledging the hard mahi of the people of Raukawa and the commitment to getting to this point. As a former mandated negotiator for Rongo Whakaata, I can share with you the emotions of myself sitting where you are in the first reading of our bill. The mixed emotions tinged with sadness for those no longer with us, and mixed emotions of excitement for what lies ahead. So from me to you all here today, I mihi to you for getting us to this point. To the Minister Finlayson, thank you for your support in bringing this bill to this House. It is not an easy journey to get here, but I know the efforts that all, be it the negotiators, be it the officials, to get us to this point. I congratulate you all. Members on this side of the House have touched in detail the details of this bill, but for me, in my maiden speech last night, it was around economic development in a post-settlement era. And with you, the people of Raukawa, you have been given not all the tools, but you have been given a good start to aspire to those aspirations and those goals on behalf of your hapu and your whānau and your iwi. So I commend you again for your commitment and your undertaking to bring this bill to the House. I'm just sitting here thinking around how quiet this House becomes when we're dealing with treaty bills. Maybe the House can take a lesson when the House joins together in unification on settling treaty settlements.